the trickier it is, I think.
Yeah, it can lead to difficulties, can't it? I mean, there's always unlucky in running stories about the art.
Always.
There are our colleagues at Equidia Pro over there in Paris doing the draw. It looks like they're doing it from the parade ring, Laurent.
Yes.
What a great thing to do.
Normally, you know, it's done usually from the studio at Equidia, but it's a bit of a change this year. And then let's see how it goes, but it's a very, very, you know, it's a tense, important, critical moment.
It is exciting, isn't it? It really is. Ace Impact, of course, the unbeaten Ace Impact. I mean, if he was to go and do it on Sunday, he would cap the perfect season, wouldn't he? Unbeaten.
Yeah. Yes, it would be remarkable. I don't think the draw is going to have much effect on Ace Impact because, you know, he comes from off the pace and he would be likely ridden again this way. It would be the same for Feed the Flame.
Yeah.
You know, it's would be different for other horses, but let's see.
So in 3 days' time, that winner's enclosure will be absolutely heaving. And so the guy's setting up the draw here. So they'll be picking out the name of the... Oh, here we go. We're starting.
We're in.
So let's follow this now. And our colleagues out there will give us... So he's opening up the little ball, and the name of the horse should appear. And then the gentleman on the left will... Ah, Bay Bridge, Sir Michael Stout. And Richard KINGSCOTE. I think he's got a real good chance on Sunday, Laurent, on this horse. What about you? What are they going to go for here? What do you think of him?
It won't be easy on the year he's at so far, but he's trained by a master, obviously, so we have to take him very seriously. But you know, only on the form of this year, for me it's difficult.
He looked good at Kempton last time, though, didn't he? He really did. Champion Stakes winner, of course, from last year. So this is where he's drawn. And it is... Come on, Sir Michael. 6. Well, that's okay.
Yes.
That's not bad.
Solemia won the Arc from draw 6.
Yeah.
Back in 2012.
I'll also tell you that Hurricane Run, Dylan Thomas and See the Stars also won it from stall 6. So, I mean, that is that along with stall 2 and 3. No, stall 3. 3 and 6 are the most popular in recent years. So that's not a bad draw for Bay Bridge. Richard was interviewed the other day on Sky Sports Racing by Matt Chapman and gave his usual down-to-earth responses. But I'm sure that Team Sir Michael will be pretty pleased with that.
Yes.
Carrying the colours of James Wigan. Plastic Carousel, the last year's opera winner, Laurent.
Yeah.
I think she's a really interesting runner for André Fabre.
Very interesting. I like the way she's a build-up towards the race. Very interesting. The race that she won last year, the Prix de l'Opéra, was a very strong Group 1 for fillies.
Beat Nashua.
Beat Nashua above the
looking
curve.
Good now.
Tuesday, it's looking very good. And in this race, the Prix Foy, although it was his comeback, she's managed to beat Irezin, who for me is the best older horse in Europe. It's a bit presumptuous, but Irezin is a fantastic horse.
He is, only not there because he's a gelding, of course.
That's it, that's the reason.
Oh, I think she's got a real chance, Plastic Carousel. Good each-way chance. Yeah. Unexposed at the trip. And he took her to the Foire, not the Vermeil, didn't he? That was interesting.
He wanted to give her something probably a little bit easier than the Prix Vermeil. Not so many runners in the Foire.
Here's the number 11 for Plastic Carousel. Now, no art winners have won from stall 11 since the turn of the century, at least, anyway, Laurent, unless you know anything before that.
No.
No.
But they must have, I'm sure they must be in.
Okay, so 2 out, 13 to go. Last year's winner, Alpinista, was drawn in stall 6. SIMCA MILLE, and we all thought he was going to come across for the King George, Laurent, but he didn't make it in the end. He went and won the Crosser Prize von Berlin, didn't he?
Yes.
Which is a real springboard for Arc's success.
It is. Stéphane Battel went there because he thought he would have the ground, the suitable ground for his horse, and he did not want to give him any hard combat before the big race. The Arc has always been the target this year, and you know, everything has been according to plan so far.
Yeah, it's a Daydream and Torquato Tasso won that race on Route 2, and Marion Bard as well.
Yeah.
Drawn 15. So not the best of draws for him.
Not the best of draw, but it's probably the easiest horse to ride in this Prix de Triomphe, the handiest horse to ride. He's very good, very professional, can switch off, can be taken back, ridden prominently. He's a very good horse in terms of, you know, being ridden tactically.
Yeah, yeah. Saki and Trev both 1 for 15. So we look at Onesto. Now, Onesto's been the big underachiever this year, hasn't he?
Yes.
I thought he'd end up being a really good 4-year-old, but it just hasn't happened for him.
No. Although his comeback run in the Prix Jacques Lemaire I thought was very, very good, and I thought he'd be my each-way bet for the ARC, but he flopped totally in the Irish Champion Stakes.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy to come back and win the ARC from a performance like the Irish Champion Stakes. But then again, horse racing, we never know.
He was 10th last year as well. He was well held last year.
Yes.
He's been drawn 9 on Onesto.
Yeah.
I have to say that, I mean, I'll tell you what I fancy in a bit. A lot of people probably know already who've asked me about the ARC. But I think Bay Bridge and Plastic Carousel will run big races on Sunday. Okay, yes. Who's out next? It's the Japanese mare through 7 seas. Now, we were watching her run last time out, weren't we, when she went very close to beating Equinox. Would you be surprised if she was good enough to win on Sunday?
Yes.
You would?
Very.
Yeah.
But then again,
she moves well, doesn't she? What a lovely shot that was.
She's very good, don't get me wrong, she's very good, but it's just...
So who's the gentleman on the right talking at the moment?
On the right, it's Gianni. It's one of the commentators on Equidia, the most famous, well, one of the 2 or 3 most famous. He knows extremely well racing, Gianni.
Yeah.
Always been a big sport fan, and you know, he came to racing, but he's got no racing league. He won a Group 1 over jumps.
Did he?
Yes, with Guillaume Macaire.
Hello.
And our man from France Gallo here almost lost it.
5. Drawn 5 through 7 seas, the same stall that Bago won back in 2004 for the Niarchos family.
Thierry Gillet, amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
He was an unexpected winner of the ARC, I have to say. Although, no, he was back, but not. He was not the most back horse in the race. He was a bit of a surprise winner.
I like this. This is building it up nicely. Look at that beautiful trophy they're presenting on Sunday as well. Ah, here we go. Now we're talking. Hukum. So Shadwell and Shaker, Jim Crowley and Owen Burrows will be sitting on the edge of their seats right now, watching the King George winner being drawn out of the hat. I wonder if he can do it. He's my selection, Laurent. I think he's going to win. But
okay.
Wherever he finishes, though, on this evidence, you've got to give Westover a big chance as well.
Yeah, there was very little in between them at Ascot. Hukum had a good race that day behind Westover. I mean, he had a horse to track, and Westover did a bit the donkey work, I thought. I don't know if you agree.
Did you think that? Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. So Westover could be marked up for it then. Yeah. So where is he drawn? I love the way this gentleman on the left is giving a really good shuffle, isn't it? He's making sure that it's all done extremely fairly. Right, come on. Let's get a decent draw for Hukum. Somewhere in the middle would be nice. Oh, he's drawn 14, one from the outside. Okay. Well, Dalakani and Golden Horn have done it from stall 14 since the turn of the century, Shadwell team. So it can be done for the mighty Hukum. I always, when you're watching these, Lauren, you always think, goodness, please let there be the same number of, you know, balls in one barrel with the other.
Can you imagine 1 second?
It must have happened, mustn't it? Here we go. Right, Ace Impact, the unbeaten superstar of French racing, who could be the next coming. He doesn't half remind me of Dancing Brave, Laurent.
I have, it's probably because the memory, my memory doesn't catch so much Dancing Brave. I've got more like a peintre célèbre attitude in the way he gallops, his head down. And,
another brilliant winner of the Arc, peintre célèbre. I was there that day.
Yeah, oh, he was outstanding.
He was fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, this horse's turn of foot is sensational, isn't it?
His head carriage reminds me very much of, if you look at peintre célèbre, whenever I won the Prix du Jockey Club or the Arc, which we're a few days in advance, but the head down very much like a SIMCA, very, and the burst of speed. Possibly could be the best horse André Fabre ever trained. Rumors.
Yeah, he could be, couldn't he? He was probably the best Arc winner he's trained, do you not think?
Yes, probably.
Here we go. Where's he drawn? Ace Impact. Here he is, number 8. So he's drawn the middle. They'd be pleased with that.
Can be better than that.
Yeah. Christian DEMURO, of course. Yeah. So I wonder if the bookmakers might make an excuse now to harden him a little bit further following that. Nice draw. Very nice draw. I would imagine that Jean-Claude is pretty pleased with that.
Yes. Can't complain either way, in the middle.
No, exactly, yeah. That means that's it. He's got no excuses now. Okay, so this is the 8th horse out of the barrel. Westover for Rafe Beckett's team and Juddmonte. Rob Hornby in the saddle.
Funny, Mike, we've had Hukum, Ace Impact and Westover in one go here.
Yeah, it's the three, for me, the three principles of the race in some respects. Yeah. Lauren, were you working this day? We covered the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud. We were talking to you, weren't we?
Yes.
Remotely. Yeah, yeah. It was a thoroughly professional job, I thought, this day.
Impressive. He destroyed the opposition, Westover. Very strong, very tough. But that's his asset. He makes life very difficult for the others. You know, by his speed, cruising speed. And
he's a Derby winner as well, isn't he? An Irish Derby winner, a brilliant Irish Derby winner. A lot of ticks in boxes for Westover. He is drawn, Rafe. We can't see it. Oh, he's drawn 1. Oh, on the inside. That'll make it a little bit tricky. So Zarkava overcame that draw back in 2008.
Yeah. Zarkava had this extra gear.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That won't be easy for Westover.
No, there won't be too many options for him. It's going to have to be in the battle, early in the battle, but that should suit him anyway. Yeah, it should do, actually, shouldn't it? Yeah. I think if he's ridden positively out of that gate and get into a nice position, then it might just be all right on the night. Right, next up. Mr. DETTORI. Free win. George Strawbridge's mare for John and Thady. And Frankie's final outride. Stall 15 is already booked, so he won't do a golden horn. But let's see, very interesting.
I mean, Frankie's done it from every draw, hasn't he?
That's it. Just saying, stall 15, he won't. It won't happen from stall 15 this time, but could be from elsewhere.
Saki and Golden Horn did it from out wide, didn't they? Marion Barr did it from low. Let's see, Enable was in the middle. All right. Drawn 3. Free Win is drawn 3. I do like Free Win, but she's had a lot of problems in her career. I don't think she's been the soundest filly. But she's very, very talented. I'm sure that Frankie will give her a terrific ride on Sunday. On what was sure to be an emotional day for him.
Will surely be, yes.
6-time winner Frankie, of course. Right, Sisfahan, one of the outsiders. He must be about 100 to 1, Laurent, this horse.
Probably.
And one of the German raiders, of course. Dismiss the Germans at your peril in the Arc.
But it'd be in that bracket in terms of odds to win the Arc as a German trained horse.
13. Drawn 13. So I was just thinking, Bay Bridge drawn 6. That's thrown up, that's the one, isn't it? That's thrown up loads of winners, isn't it? Stall 6.
It's clearly boosting your confidence, Mike.
It is. I'm getting interested in Bay Bridge to run a biggie. Right, HAYA ZARK. Again, he faces a bit of a mountain to climb, to be honest.
Definitely, definitely. If the ground had been heavy, then suddenly he would have come up like a...
Well, it's interesting they're doing this in the sunshine, Lauren, isn't it? We know that it's drying up a little bit.
Oh, yes. No, it will be 3.3, 3.2, the ground, so it will be either good or good to soft, but...
Easy side of good.
Yes.
Right. Drawn 4, where Rail Link and Sotsas emerged to win their arcs.
Numéro 4, c'est 4 victoires, la dernière étant Sotsas 2020.
So we're filling up pretty well here. 4 left. This is continuous. Right. Stand by Ballydoyle. The ledger winner, the brilliant ledger winner. He was a very decisive winner of this race, Lauren, wasn't he?
Impressive.
Put the race to bed with a great turn of foot.
Yeah. No, the race we've seen over the years doesn't really fit ideally in the calendar.
No, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard.
I thought the Doncaster Straight is so long, it makes races very hard over there.
Yeah, grueling races, aren't they?
Yes.
Takes a lot to win a ledger. Yeah, Sun Princess and User Friendly were second in the arc after winning the ledger. They're both fillies, of course. So where's Ryan going to be drawn? As he won it on Workforce from stall 8, Ryan. He's got stall 7 this time, so that's the same berth as Sindar back in 2000 for Johnny Murta. That's not a bad draw for continuous. And of course he was supplemented as well, Lauren, wasn't he, alongside...
Fantastic Moon.
Yeah,
Yes.
alongside, Fantastic Moon. So, oh goodness me, we haven't even had Fantastic Moon yet, have we?
No, Mr. Hollywood.
Yeah. And Feed the Flame. Here we are, here's Feed the Flame.
Feed the Flame.
We'll be chatting to Pascal Barry, by the way, this morning at some stage, and looking forward to seeing what he's got to say about the Grand Prix de Paris winner. What did you make of his run in the Niel?
It was a good run. It was a very good run. Good comeback run. I think the winner had the run of the race. He made the best use of Feed the Flame's leader, and he was the one who benefited from it, but this turn of foot in the Grand Prix de Paris was...
Pretty impressive, wasn't it?
Yes, very impressive. It's just a pity that the ground probably won't be soft enough to see him at his best. I would have preferred to see him on a slightly softer ground, not a desperate ground or anything, but just something a little bit with a bit of giving in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's a good horse.
2. Well, I can tell you that Daydream won it from 2, Enable won it at Chantilly from 2 as well. She was brilliant that day.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 to go. Mr. Hollywood is one of them. And Fantastic Moon, we'll be chatting to Connections of Fantastic Moon later. There he is, Fantastic Moon, another supplemented runner for the Arc. Ridden by Arc winner Rennie PIECHULEK, trained by Sarah Steenberg in Munich. And this would be a fantastic story if she was to go and win it. She's only got a small yard, and Fantastic Moon is drawn 12. Okay. Which means that Mr. Hollywood is drawn 10. Yeah.
He's drawn. No. 10.
Just to make sure that we've got the
the right horse and the right draw missing. Because if it's draw, if it's Alpinista and draw 27,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Issue, see?
Okay. There he is, Mr. Hollywood, and the German raider, who was second to Fantastic Moon in the German derby, of course. And this should say number 10. Okay. So the Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, this is the full draw. Laurent, on reflection, I mean, I'm just starting from Bay Bridge, who was first out in stall 6. They'd be pretty pleased with that. I mean, Hurricane Run, Dylan Thomas, See the Stars, Solomia, Enable, Alpinista. Last year, you know, it's thrown up 1, 2, 3. What's that? 6 winners in the last 22 runnings, rather.
Yes, good draw.
That's a good draw, isn't it, for Bay Bridge?
Very good draw. It's not a huge field either on Sunday with 15 runners. I don't think there is, well, I'm not the jockey, I'm not sitting on SIMCA, MILLE or Hukum, but I don't think any of the draws here are going to be a bit of an issue. I just think Westover will be interesting from stall 1, how he's going to be ridden. Probably you would think he's going to have to be, as you said, ridden positively and move forward. You know, this could even put him in the lead earlier on.
He's a powerful galloper, isn't he, Westover?
He is. And,
and a good draw for Ace Impact, Laurent.
It's a very good draw. I mean, you know, you could not wish a better draw than draw number. I mean, for Ace Impact from 4 to 15 would have been no problem, I think. But stall 8 is ideal. Just Hukum on the 14. I don't know how they normally ride him, or they like to ride him, but will be
held up on the outside, I suspect.
Yeah, trouble-free run from there.
I hope so.
We're BetMGM, and we know how to put on a show. That means we don't just get a boat, we get a gold boat with a lion in the Bellagio fountain. And we're here in the UK to make every game an occasion. Woohoo! With tools to help